more proud of the team and what they've accomplished under challenging circumstances.
Joining me now is Professor of Astrophysics, Jacco van Loon from Kiel in the UK. Great to have you on the programme. Now, we spoke on July the 30th last year, I hope you remember, on the very day that NASA launched the Perseverance rover. And you told me that there are lots of things that could possibly go wrong with a mission like this. For example, going the wrong way in the solar system. So what went through your mind when you saw that successful landing last night?
Yes, exactly. Many things can go wrong, from going in the right direction in actually entering orbit around Mars. But obviously, the landing itself is the most critical stage. It's quite difficult to land on Mars. Mars is heavier than the Moon, so you go quite fast when you approach the surface. But it's not as heavy as the Earth, so it doesn't have a thick atmosphere that would work well with parachutes. So they've been using a technique they already used with the previous rover, the Curiosity, which is using some thrusters to slow down and hover above the surface, and then just lowering the rover onto the surface. So although that worked well before, there's no guarantee it would work well again, because it had to be done automatically. Because Mars is so far away that signals take 11 minutes at the moment to reach it, and back, of course, so you cannot just be there with a joystick and steer the thing. So also the place where it was going to land is much more complicated, and so it wasn't at all a guarantee that the landing would actually succeed. So having the pictures, seeing it on the floor, upright, of course, it was a major relief to most of the people in the team.
Fantastic, and yeah, it was incredible seeing when they all stood up and clapped. Incredible scenes there at NASA. And what exactly were those 7 minutes of terror?
Yeah, so that's the descent. So the rover left the orbiter and descended towards the surface, and that takes about 7 minutes or so. So in that time, it had to deploy the parachute at the right time. Doing it too early runs the risk that it would just shatter the parachute. Of course, then at the right time also fire up the thrusters for that final slowdown.
Okay.
So that takes about 7 minutes.
And
during 7 minutes, of course, people on Earth didn't know what was going on, because it's only 11 minutes later that you actually find out.
That is incredible, that delay. We have delays here sometimes of a few seconds, but 11 minutes, that's incredible. So Perseverance is on the Jezero crater, successfully there. What happens now?
Yeah, so first, of course, it will do tests. You have to be very careful. If you push the wrong button and send the wrong signal, you might end the whole mission. So they're carefully testing one thing after the other, the instruments, and at some point they will start moving. They will look for a nice flat area and test what you see now in the pictures, this helicopter. And that's something completely new. This helicopter called Ingenuity will be tested. It's a bit like a drone. But as I said, with a thinner atmosphere, it might be a little trickier to operate such a helicopter. But that would be amazing, because it's going to go and scout for places where the rover would then go next and collect samples. You mentioned it's landed in the Jezero crater, which is carefully selected to be the most promising place to look actually for ancient life forms. So that's going to take weeks to a couple of months or so before it really starts collecting samples.
Fantastic. Jacco van Loon from Kiel in the UK, thank you so much. Always a pleasure and fascinating to speak to you. Thank you so much.